Shonda Rhimes. It is really a great and remarkable privilege for me to stand here this afternoon in praise of Shonda Rhimes, and permit me one small digression. You have no idea the number of emails, messages, and script ideas that have come my way since the posters for this event were sent out. The enrollments in my classes doubled, just on the prospect. Now, I'll spare you the pleas for who should be returned to Grey's Anatomy, what should happen next with Olivia Pope, and the most intriguing ideas for developing the Annalise Keating character. However, I will quote from one of these emails received from a PhD student in the ed school the first day the posters went out, which read, "She's not the first black feminist, she's not the first black woman to make great film or TV and to write great stories, but what she's accomplished, having 3 consecutive hours of prime-time Thursday night TV featuring racially featuring racially diverse renderings of America is awesome." Just awesome. Thank you, Janine, if you're out there. Much has been made of Shonda Rhimes' new dominion over the Thursday night lineup on ABC. At the helm of her production company, Shondaland, she is executive producer of the 3 series that air on what the Los Angeles Times is now calling Shonda Day. The long-established Grey's Anatomy, the always hip and buzzy Scandal starring Kerry Washington, and the up-and-comer and really close to my heart, How to Get Away with Murder, starring Viola Davis. She's the first woman to take this kind of control of a primetime lineup. And you know she's the first black person to be in this position. It feels like a new day. Last year, Rhimes was at the helm of another groundbreaking evening of television. The Scandal episode, Vermont is for Lovers 2, had Rhimes as executive producer and Washington as its lead actor, as all Scandal episodes before and since have done, but it was also directed by the fiercely talented Ava DuVernay, a black writer, producer, director, and film distributor. This trifecta was also a first. These are all wildly imaginative, brilliantly independent, and creative women. There is no sense that Shonda Rhimes is letting up. She is considered one of the most powerful people in the television industry, with numerous firsts and awards to her name, including a Producer of the Year Award, a Golden Globe Award, 2 NAACP Image Awards, and ranking twice on Time Magazine's list of the 100 most influential people. With degrees from both Dartmouth College and the USC School of Cinema Television, she may have indeed an identifiable style, but she is never, ever predictable. In fact, I was surprised to learn that before Grey's Anatomy hit television in 2005, she had written scripts for Princess Diaries 2, Crossroads with Britney Spears, and Introducing Dorothy Dandridge. This is an impressive, unexpected range and proves, really, that talent is talent. Rhimes does not recognize limits on the stories she tells. This is certainly evident in the 3 series with which she's currently involved. Legal scholar Patricia Williams put it perfectly in The Guardian after the 3 programs aired last week. Shondaland is the most integrated and interesting geography in America. It's a field inhabited by blacks, whites, women with power, and vulnerable men, veterans with PTSD, queer folk, Asians without accents, Republicans, autistic savants, Southerners, assassins, Hispanics, and interracial siblings. They all stab each other in the back, then they all have make-up sex. This is wonderfully seductive, and there's a real power to it all. Power that Shonda Rhimes has brought and is bringing to our homes and television screens with regularity. And as Olivia Pope's father tells her and us all, power is always in charge. Shonda Rhimes keeps us entertained and she makes us think. I'm not sure if there's been a better discussion of white privilege on television than Papa Pope's "You're a Boy" soliloquy. Her creativity, intelligence, and strength have reshaped the television landscape, and I, for one, hope we will continue binging on Shonda Land for years to come. A case in point is indeed that new series, How to Get Away with Murder, where Time magazine gave it praise by writing, "The law school courtroom inside the criminal mind drama is built to succeed," as is true of so many things Shonda Rhimes touches. It is very fitting that we stand here to present her with the Du Bois Medal at this ceremony. Much of what captivated me and many others about her work, from Grey's Anatomy to Scandal and now to How to Get Away with Murder, is indeed the sophistication, the depth, the fullness of the human spirit she has brought to African American characters, especially the women, but also the male characters in her programs. It is as if she had taken deeply to heart and infused throughout her work a core observation that W.E.B. Du Bois wrote in the little opening note to his last major academic tome, Black Reconstruction in America, where he wrote in 1934, "I am going to tell this story as though Negroes were ordinary human beings, realizing that this attitude will, from the first, seriously curtail my audience." Shonda Rhimes writes, produces, and creates with such wit, authenticity, and intelligence that, unlike Du Bois's worry in his era, she is reaching audiences that grow ever and ever larger. There's no shucking and jiving, no minstrelsy, nor self-righteous pose, nor self-abnegation. Instead, we get full-throated, multidimensional, complex, flesh and blood, sometimes virtuous and sometimes downright nasty, but always palpably human women and men who inhabit Shonda Land. And if power is indeed always in charge, as Papa Pope tells us, the formidable Shonda Rhimes is in charge indeed. For her contributions to American history and culture, and for putting such rich, vital, and in Du Bois's word, compelling African-American characters and the actors and actresses who portray them before the world, it is my pleasure to present the W.E.B. Du Bois Medal to Shonda Rhimes.
She has brought us characters who are brilliant, flawed, undeniably human. For the intellectual and emotional landscape she creates, and for the pleasure she provides, we recognize Shonda Rhimes with the W.E.B. Du Bois Medal. Shonda Rhimes.
I love you too. I find this overwhelming, mainly because of the other medal recipients who are sitting here on the stage who have done so much and have spanned such an amazing amount of time in history, from the civil rights movement to, as I like to call her, Queen Winfrey, to Maya Angelou. The depth and breadth of their accomplishments are so incredible, and I just find that overwhelming. Thank you to everyone at Harvard. Thank you, Professor Gates. Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, everyone. I would like to say, I guess, I wish it wasn't so remarkable that I thought that television should look like the rest of the world. I think that's sad and sort of shameful in this day and age. And I also like to say that I was not raised, luckily, by Papa Pope. I was raised by some pretty awesome people who told me that the only limits to my success were my own imagination. So I am basically, as far as I'm concerned, just getting started. So thank you.